The AMOS takes its name from the abbreviation of Advanced Mortar System. Even though it is highly advanced, as the name suggests, this turret-mounted twin 120mm smoothbore mortar system has not achieved market success, and only Finland preferred it for its Patria AMV-based XA-361s. Why? As the weapon detective, we're now investigating the AMOS and XA-361 and the answer to this question. The AMOS is a 120mm armored mortar carrier, or shortly AMC, that offers the highest firepower in its class alongside many superior features. Still, even Sweden, one of its project partners, did not choose this turret. The XA-361 is the only AMC fitted with the AMOS. What did go wrong in this project? Before seeking answers, let's briefly look at the history and features of the AMOS. In June 1996, Hägglunds vehicle, today's BAE Systems Hägglunds, and Maavoimat signed an agreement to develop the AMOS as a private venture. It would be adapted to meet the Nordic operational requirements and enable it to be integrated into the new and existing chassis, tracked and wheeled. The Swedish and Finnish companies were responsible for the turret and the twin 120mm smoothbore mortar system, respectively. After evaluating the muzzle-loaded and the breech-loaded mortar options, they selected to concentrate all the works on the second one. The first example was completed and unveiled in 1997. 2 years later, Finland decided to invest in the project. After this decision, Hägglunds vehicle and Maavoimat established Patria Hägglunds as a joint venture. 1 year later, Sweden joined the project. Denmark, Finland, Norway and Sweden had already signed an agreement in 1994 for the joint development of material to meet the operational requirements of all 4 countries. So, Denmark and Norway also joined the project as observers. The prototype turret was mounted on the Patria XA-203. The Finnish Defense Forces performed extensive firepower and mobility trials in 2000 to 2001. During this process, over 550 120mm mortar shells were fired. It was the second AMOS turret named the PT-1 and incorporated all the improvements suggested in the first one. Then, the AMOS turret was dismantled from the XA-203 and sent to Sweden to be integrated into a CV-90. The Swedish Army performed its own extensive trials in 2002 to 2003. The tests in Finland had shown that the 6x6 XA-203 was not robust enough to carry the heavy turret. So, when the Finnish Defense Forces planned to order 24 AMOS in 2003, it preferred the 8x8 Patria AMV as the carrier. 2 pre-production XA-361s were delivered to Karelia Brigade on March 28, 2006. Finland gave the final order in 2010 but reduced the number to 18. All AMCs were delivered by 2015. Sweden left the program in 2009 due to financial reasons. Denmark and Norway, the observer participants of the project, never ordered the AMOS. The XA-361 has hydropneumatic suspensions that adjust each wheel individually and the central tire inflation system, which provides excellent cross-country mobility and a high degree of crew comfort. Its welded steel hull is resistant to 7.62mm munitions and shell splinters. By using add-on armor packages, the AMC can have a protection level of up to 30mm armor-piercing rounds at the frontal arc and withstand the landmines containing up to 10 kg of TNT equivalent explosives. The AMOS turret has welded steel armor construction which protects from small arms fire and shell splinters. It also provides muzzle blast and CBRN protection. The turret's ballistic protection level can be increased by adding a layer of additional passive armor. The design of the AMOS and angular barrel covers reduces the infrared signature and increases stealth. Electrically operated smoke grenade launchers are mounted on either side of the turret. Depending on the ballistic protection level and if the bustle-mounted ammunition handling system is fitted, the turret weighs 4,445 to 5,800 kilograms. The commander and gunners sit inside the turret. The driver and loader are located inside the hull. depending on tactical requirements. An assistant loader can join the crew. The XA-361 can begin to fire within 30 seconds of coming to a halt. Thanks to GPS and inertia positioning, the vehicle's location can be determined precisely. Its computerized fire-controlled battle management system, which utilizes digital maps, gives the AMOS shoot and scoot capability. Thus, the XA-361 can conduct precise firing on the target and have enhanced survivability. The computerized fire control system also includes training and built-in test functions. Turret traverse and weapon elevation are all electric. There are also manual controls as a backup for emergency use. The mortars have an elevation angle between -3 to +85 degrees. The AMOS has two 3-meter-long breech-loaded mortars. The barrels are mounted in a common cradle. Each mortar has an individual hydraulic recoil brake and pneumatic recuperator. Thus, they independently recoil. The barrels have a fume extractor to keep the toxic gases inside the vehicle within acceptable levels. The vertical downward opening wedge-type breech system is operated by a toggle link-type semi-automatic loading mechanism. Breech obturation and positive shell positioning are achieved utilizing a special reusable brass or steel stop cartridge case adapted to each projectile. The XA-361 carries 48 120mm mortar shells. The ammunition handling system in the turret muzzle has two magazines, each holding 15 rounds. The remainder are stowed in horizontal racks in the vehicle's rear right. When the round is fired, the case exits the breech system automatically. The AMOS can fire various 120mm mortar bomb types, including the Maavoimat 120 VAM 15.00 high explosive, Saab Bofors Dynamics Strix guided, Swiss Ammunition Enterprise Corps 120mm mortar cargo bomb, and Installasa MAT 120 cargo rounds. The Maavoimat 120 VAM 15.00 has a 10,000 meter range using 6 charges. The Strix contains an infrared imaging sensor that it uses to guide itself onto any tank or armored fighting vehicle. The Seeker is designed to ignore targets that are already burning. Its standard range is 4,500 meters. This distance can be increased to 7,500 meters by using a special sustainer motor. Since Finland signed the Ottawa Treaty, which abolished landmines, the Finnish army has not deployed the 120mm cargo munitions. The AMOS also fires smoke and illuminating mortar rounds. It is capable of direct fire within a range of 1,000 meters. On the other hand, since no Western 120mm high explosive anti-tank mortar round is available, the XA-361's direct fire capability is useful against nearby enemy infantry or bunkers rather than armored vehicles. The AMOS can fire 4 rounds in about 8 seconds in burst mode. The standard rate of fire is 12 to 16 rounds per minute. On the other hand, it was seen that a well-trained crew can achieve a maximum rate of fire of 26 rounds per minute. Thanks to its computer-controlled multiple round simultaneous impact feature, the XA-361 can set up a burst of up to 14 rounds that hit the target simultaneously. Since the first rounds are fired at higher angles with more charges, they fly in a high arc. The next rounds are shot later with a slightly smaller angle and less propellant so that they fly a lower arc to the same target. It can be done 7 times in a row by adjusting the angle and power. The flight times of the first 2 and last 2 rounds are 75 seconds and 15 seconds respectively. The XA-361 can leave its firing position within 10 seconds, so the vehicle can leave the area before the 120mm mortar shells hit the ground. This feature dramatically increases survivability against the counter-battery fire. Its circular error probability is less than 25 meters, so a single XA-361 can provide roughly equal destructive power of an artillery battery. Ammunition resupply would take 10 minutes. Even though the AMOS can be fitted with a 7.62 or 12.7mm machine gun over the commander's position, the Finnish army has not preferred such a practice. The XA-361 has a 5-person crew consisting of a commander, gunner, loader, and driver. The AMC is 8.24 meters long, 3.14 meters wide and 3.25 meters high. Its combat weight is 26,000 kilograms. The 490 horsepower Scania DI 124T turbocharged diesel engine provides a road speed of 100 kilometers per hour. The vehicle's range is 800 kilometers. The XA-361 can negotiate 0.7 meter vertical steps and 2.1 meter trenches. It can ford at a 1.5 meter depth. The AMOS turret was also mounted on the hull of the CV90 trucked armored vehicle. After trials, Sweden cancelled the acquisition of this variant, named SSG-120, in 2009 due to financial reasons in favor of the Granat-Kastal Panzerband 190. Sweden also planned to equip some STRB-90Hs with the AMOS turret. However, since this assault craft was found too small for such integration, the stretched Stridsbåt 2010 variant was developed. Yet, in 2009, Sweden also cancelled this project due to budget restrictions. Let's begin our analysis. The design of the conventional AMCs is simple. A mortar is placed into the crew compartment of an ordinary armored vehicle. Before firing, the hatches on the top are opened and the weapon is manually laid and loaded. Some more advanced AMCs have automatic laying and loading devices. This simple design increases mobility while protecting the crew during deployment, redeployment. On the other hand, during firing, the crew is exposed. Also, since it is placed inside the hull, the weapon has no direct firing capability. Mounting a mortar into a turret eliminates these disadvantages. Fitting a light 60mm mortar inside the turret is a deep-rooted tradition. On the other hand, the armies had to wait for a turret-mounted heavy 120mm mortar for a while. The first successful example of this new concept, the Soviet 2S9, officially entered into service in 1981. Initially, Western countries were not interested in this innovative approach. In the 1980s, they saw helicopters as a more efficient solution to provide fire support to armored units. Still, the US Delco Defense and British Royal Ordnance Defense companies jointly developed the 120mm AMS turret. Only the Saudi Arabian National Guard preferred the system and mounted it onto its LAV 8x8 wheeled armored vehicles. After the end of the First Cold War, the concepts rapidly changed. In this new era, no one expected a conventional armored clash between gigantic armies. So, old and simple AMCs or even towed mortars were enough to fulfill operational requirements. We may say that the AMOS was created when the modern armies needed it the least. Also, after the USSR collapsed, the defense budgets shrunk. As the name suggests, the AMOS was an advanced mortar system. Advancement always comes with a price. No one except Finland was willing to pay it in this new era. The double barrel brought an obvious firepower advantage, but also caused complexity, higher recoil force, and increased weight. These facts naturally required a more robust and heavy carrier vehicle, which meant more costs. So, even Sweden, the other project partner, cancelled the acquisition of the SSG-120 in favor of the Granat-Kastal Panzerband 190, which is less advanced but lighter and cheaper. Patria found a solution to ram the doors of the international market by developing a lighter and less complex variant of the AMOS, the Nemo, and it has nailed it. Saudi Arabia equipped 36 LAVs with the Nemo. The United Arab Emirates Navy has 6 Granata-class vessels with this turret. Even Sweden, which cancelled the AMOS acquisition plan, ordered 8 Nemo navies to mount on the STRB-90Hs. Czechia, Spain, and the USA are among the potential customers of this turret, weighing 1,900 kilograms. Besides, we should add that the AMOS played an essential role in Western armies' acceptance of this concept. For example, Poland developed the M120 ROK. In this new era, which we define as the Second Cold War, modern armies have better realized what the AMOS and AMOS-like systems offer. So, according to our analysis, the timing of the AMOS was improper. This turret was too advanced, heavy, and expensive when it was created. Patria took this semi-negative experience and used it to perfect its work. Thanks for watching our video. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to be notified of our new videos. Also, you can now click the join button to support our channel. And as always, we would greatly appreciate all of your likes, comments and shares.